So over the last 4 years, I've made $4 million with Airbnb, and I did it with Airbnb private rooms. I'm going to show you my accounts. I'm going to show you the money that I've made, and I'm going to explain to you how you can also do it as well. I'm going to share my screen with my Airbnb account. My Airbnb account here, this shows one of my accounts where last year, in 2020, we made $145,000 in this account, $145,000. In 2021, we made $256,000 or $256,994. And then in 2022, it shows we made $334, almost $335,000. Now, that's just the one account. This one account last year doesn't show roughly about $400,000 in addition that we made on other accounts that are related to our Airbnb. So there's another $400,000 that's not in here, but that amount. So I want you to see that amount. Let's take a quick peek. Actually equates to $256,000, $335,000, and then $400,000. That actually equates to $1.136 million. So $1.136,000. Now, what I'm going to show you is where the other. So that's still. I said $4 million. I'm going to show you where the other $3 million is, and then I'm going to show you how you can do it as well. So the other $3 million is right here. Here's my Stripe account. Over the last 3 years, this Stripe account, and again, this is not counting 2003, like the whole year 2003, because I'm going to do a different video for 2003 that highlights the income that we had in 2003 that is actually more than all of those 3 years. So I'm going to show you that. But for now, let's just focus on this. 2020, 2021, 2022, it shows that we generated $2.78 million in cash. So if I take the $2.78 million, I add it to the $1.1 million, it shows that we're at $3.836 million. So if I round up, I'm rounding up to $4 million. Now, when I say I'm rounding up, why am I rounding up? Because that's really only the cash that we received. That's not the number of sales. If I look at the number of sales here in my Stripe account, the number of sales in the Stripe account is actually going to show somewhere roughly in the range of about 3.7 million. That's just revenue. It's not cash. That the amount of cash that we generated, that's all I'm showing you here. So now with that, we're over $4 million in the last 3 years, not counting year of 2023. That's a whole nother video, and that's going to blow your mind. Now, how did we do that? Let me show you how we did it. First of all, on Airbnb, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. First of all, on Airbnb, the way that we do Airbnb passive income is we do it with private rooms. So on Airbnb, the way that we've made this is with private rooms. And it's a way that if you use this strategy, which most people have no clue about, right? But Airbnb private rooms, what we do is we don't host the whole home. What we do is we'll use the whole home and we create a listing for each individual room. And we only allow for business travelers from out of town to come and stay in those rooms. So that's the key to this thing. Why do we do it that way? Well, first of all, when we are hosting private rooms, we have more control. When we're hosting private rooms, we make more revenue. And when we're hosting private rooms, we have less drama and less risk, right? So when I say more control, what do I mean? What I mean is when you're hosting private rooms, you have the ability to come and go in that place 24/7. So when someone is staying in your place, you don't have to, you're not worried about Well, if I'm hosting a whole house, what if somebody did something wrong in that place or messed up my place? You don't find out until what? Until after the stay is over, right? And now there's this big surprise. Well, when people are coming and going and sharing the rooms in the house, you have, first of all, my team, my cleaners that are coming and watching things. So as they're checking people in and out, people are checking in and out, the cleaners are cleaning. If something's wrong with anything in the place, we're going to know right away. Not only that, but when we have our business travelers, like those people are professionals. So if someone's doing something wrong, they're also going to be the first ones to call us and let us know something's not right. Right. So that's one of the reasons why we do it. But the other reason, when I say, is because we make more revenue. Typically, when you're hosting and using private rooms, your revenue that you generate will be somewhere in the range of 25, possibly even 50% higher than when you just host the whole home. And then the third reason is that there's less risk, less drama. When I say less risk, it means like there's actually two categories of risk that I'm talking about. One is bookings. So from a bookings perspective, if I'm hosting a whole house and someone just paid me $5,000 to stay in my house for the month, if they cancel that booking, that's $5,000 that's just wiped out, right? So, but if I'm making, say, $55,000 or $6,000 because I got 4 of those rooms booked by 4 different people and one person cancels, that $6,500 is not wiped out, right? I still got the majority, three quarters of that revenue. And then filling that booking that canceled is so much easier because when our business travelers travel, they're pretty nimble and they don't need like to confer with 10 other people, like the person that's booking the whole house, right? When we're trying to refill that, you got someone that's got to coordinate with this person, that person, this person, because they're booking the whole house. Whereas a business traveler, they make their decisions this quickly. So you're able to fill those rooms very, very quickly. So that's one from less risk, but also less risk is, again, I mentioned if someone damages your place, well, it's also less risk because like the last thing you want is the police calling you, your neighbors, or your neighbors calling you. But even worse than that, the last thing you want is for the police or the neighbors to be calling the landlord of that property because a guest is having parties and being really loud and rude, right? We don't, by the grace of God, we don't have to deal with that because that's also another reason why we do professional business travelers. However, we don't have to be concerned about it either, because if in the event someone does something that they're not honoring the house rules, they're smoking inside the place, they may have additional guests over, they may be a little bit loud, then guess who's going to contact us first? It's going to be the other guests that are in the place. So those are the main reasons. And now let me tell you how we do it and how you're also going to be able to do it, without owning property, whether you own property or you don't, whether you have a great deal of real estate experience or none, and whether you have a ton of money or you're on a shoestring budget, right? If you have a ton of money, your ability to scale this thing and make millions of dollars like that's going to be simple. That's going to be easy for you. So now, let me tell you, we don't own all of these places. So my family and I, we have I don't know how many it is now because we just added 5 more leases last week, or 5 or 6 more leases last week, which equate to, I think, 20 or so more listings, right? So we have now over 100 listings throughout throughout New York, Florida, Texas, and they're growing, right? But we don't own any of them. Why? Because we lease all of those places, right? So we lease them. And the reason why you're able to do this, whether you have a lot of experience, a little experience, a lot of money, or little money, is because all you need is first month's rent security deposit to secure the places. And when you do it properly, the way we do it, we have a formula where we make sure that these places, any place that we lease, that they have to be generating at least, at minimum, 2 to 3 times in Airbnb passive income than we're paying in rent. So now what happens is every place we pick up, we're just stacking 100+% profit on top of each other. And then after you have a couple, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those, you got more than enough cash flow where you'll never have to come out of your pocket to pick up more places, right? If you got $10,000 a month, $15,000 a month, $20,000 a month in Airbnb passive income and profitability, when it's time to pick up more places, 2 or 3 or 4 places a month, you can just take from your cash flow, right? Take from your cash flow, pay for those places, and you still got profitability left over for you to just enjoy it, right? And when I say enjoy it a couple ways. Obviously, you want to have fun. You want to be able to have fun, be able to enjoy the fruit of your labor, but also don't forget, like, this is also about building wealth. So, thinking like the wealthy, how do we think? Like, we think about money for the purposes of not just doing all these crazy things just to be having fun. No, but we have a lot of fun, but we think about money for the purposes of making more money. So if you're reinvesting in more and more Airbnbs, yes, you're making more money. But remember, there's another part that I showed you. In that 3 years, we made over $3 million. That's the other part. So the other part is this. What was that Stripe income? That Stripe income was, we teach Airbnb. So I teach people all over the world how to build, how to do Airbnb passive income so that they can have family financial freedom fast and forever. How to build their $500 to $1 million a year portfolios. In fact, one of the things that we actually do now, that I do now for my high level VIPs, Wealth B&B member partners, is we actually build their $1 million portfolios for them. And our Wealth B&B VIP members, we don't just do that, but in 3 to 6 months, but we also build their $1 million Airbnb or $1 million training platform. So what now begins to happen is that money that they're generating, the gift that they have, they're able to put it into a platform that allows them, like we do, reach millions and millions of people with the gift that they have, so that they can now share that gift, whatever it is you're passionate about, whatever it is that God's blessed you with, whatever business you may have that you may be doing it traditionally, whether it be real estate, whether it be health and fitness, whether it be relationships, whatever that is. If you're already teaching someone how to do something somewhere, and you've made, or not teaching, but you could be teaching, but if you're also already, like, just have a passion and a gift to help people in certain arenas, and you already are making money, but it's not like you're not making millions of dollars doing it. We show you how to use the right framework, and we build the platform for you the same way mine's built, to mirror ours, so that now you're also able to generate millions of dollars reaching people all over the world doing that thing. And what we do for us, the reason why it's building us millions and millions of dollars as well, is because that over those 3 years is because we've helped people. Like, that's the platform we use to reach, to help people learn how to do Airbnb with private rooms, just like we do. So for you, it's not complicated to do. You just have to make up your mind that you're going to start. And if you're a business owner currently, or if you're just, in the 9 to 5 grind, right? If either one, you could start this thing really simple. It's so simple to do. And I got multiple videos that you could look at that'll show you in my YouTube channel, that you'll be able to look at, that'll show you, like, the first steps you need to just get started. One of the things that I also do is we also have this 4-day challenge where the Family Financial Freedom Challenge, where I actually spend 4 days live showing you how to get started and ramp up, and not just get started with your first Airbnb, so that you can have landlords and owners reaching out to you within 24 to 48 hours, inviting you out to take a look at their places. One, so you can see how nice the places are. And two, so you could begin discussing you leasing those places for your own Airbnb business. But I also show you how you can actually we can actually build that $1 million portfolio in your first 3 to 6 months, and it being 97% hands-free for you. So that now that family financial freedom that you truly desire, regardless of, how big your business is or how small that business is, how big your desire is for your family, and how little time you may have to do all this stuff, or how little experience you may have in this space, those things don't matter, because now you have the cash flow coming in that gives you even more space to be able to focus on those things, so that your family is going to be set up, taken care of forever. Right. And the reason why we do that is because that was my desire for me and my family. And God gave me that gift, and he said, it's not just for you. You got there, but now I need you to share it with others. So that's my heart as a father and a husband and a grandfather and a man of God and a coach and a mentor, is so that you have the ability, so that my students have the ability, so my member partners have the ability to be able to honor him in their first ministry, which is their family. Right. And then also being able to serve the people that God's given them to serve at their highest level, so that they also get what they want and he's glorified and all of that. So that's how simple this stuff is. And as I said to you, like, all you need is just get started. Like, don't try to figure all this stuff out from start to finish, because if you do that, you're just going to get caught up in the paralysis of analysis. Just get started. When you get started, if you start off with the right steps, if you start off with the right person that's helping you, then your chances of making mistakes are going to be like this, because this business is not really that complicated. It's not. That's my motto. Keep it simple. Just keep it simple. Just keep it simple. You model what other people are doing that are doing it right, that are willing to show you. You model exactly what they do. I promise you, you're going to get the same result. So with that said, hopefully this was helpful. And if it was, then I want you to share it with someone. Share it with 7, 10 other people, right? This might be a blessing to someone that you know, and you were the one that heard it, that they needed to hear it from as well. So share the video with someone, 7 people, right? And then when you make a comment inside or below, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and make sure you subscribe, but make a comment below. I'm going to give you some other things that will also be a blessing in the way this was, and take what you got from this to a whole nother level. So again, this stuff it's not complicated. It's not rocket science. Just get started. If you want to learn if you want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars with Airbnb passive income using private rooms, you can, and you will. So again, God bless you. You got this. I'll see you on the next video.